All right, Rodney, it's another tough week for the Dallas Cowboys, from CeeDee Lamb and the sun beaming in his face inside of AT&T Stadium. Jerry Jones said he's not doing nothing about it, to Micah Parsons saying that head coach Mike McCarthy doesn't work as hard as the players in the locker room. It's clear, though, that the Dallas Cowboys will be looking for a fresh start next season. Now, should they go out and get Deion Sanders? Now, Coach Prime says that he has no interest in coaching for the Cowboys. But, Rodney, if the job is offered, should he take it?
Hell no. Who the hell want to work on a plantation? No, sir. No, sir. You cannot be a head coach under this iteration of the Jones family. I'm sorry. It's just a recipe for disaster. I don't know that Deion will stay at Colorado. I don't know why you would if your sons aren't going to be there and Travis Hunter isn't going to be there. So maybe there's an opportunity to go down to Florida State, maybe, and there's some other programs that'll have some openings that I think would be a lot more enticing. I think what Deion does well bodes well for the collegiate athlete. I don't know how it translates to professional athletes, right? His motivational style, when there's millions and millions of dollars and there's a lot more ego, I don't know how, even as great as Deion is and as magnetic as his personality is, I don't know how professional athletes are going to feel about some of the things that he says, especially publicly about them, because that's been his motivating factor a lot of times. So
yeah, especially with like salary cap, and he's not able to just go out and get with who he wants. Yeah. I could see him going to an NFL team, especially if his son is going to be drafted there, because this would be the first time that Deion Sanders is not coaching his kids. And I would not be surprised if he was, one, not at Colorado next season, but two, at an NFL team, whether it's the Giants or the Cowboys, somewhere that he could wiggle his way in there to draft Shadur Sanders. I'm serious. I could see it. Don't. How do you think that Coach Prime is going to be without his sons? That's what I'm trying to think about. He's never done that.
He hasn't, but I'm close to being an empty nester myself, right? And I have to figure out what my next identity is. No, seriously. It's like a real thing. Like, people don't tell you what it's like when your kids are gone and how painful it is. So I understand his desire to stay connected with them throughout their collegiate experience. But to take that connection to their professional lives, I think would be incredibly challenging, not just for Deion, but also for his kids. Also, ain't no way in hell the New York Football Giants are drafting a black quarterback. That's not going to happen. So we can
or have a black head coach for that. Right?
That is not going. That's why I'm no longer a Giants fan. There's a little bit of an implicit bias that they have, and they don't really rock with black quarterbacks like that. There's only one black quarterback that has ever won a game for the New York Football Giants, and that was just last year. So we can scrap that. Again, Deion is not even a quarterback coach. Like he can be maybe brought on as like a special outside counsel, but to be the head coach of an NFL franchise, I just don't see it. He's a motivator. He's a phenomenal orator, but head coach?
Yeah. Yes. Nah. He's a great leader of men. That's what I would call him. But right, he would have to create, like he's been doing. He curates this coaching staff around him that kind of picks up where he lacks. And it's been working, because what he's been able to do in Colorado, I was not expecting them to have a shot at not only winning their conference, but getting a spot in the playoffs. That's crazy. They're 7-2 right now or something like that?
7-2 with 2 Heisman candidates.
See? I feel like an NFL team is going to call. He may not go, but they going to call.
Now, what I will say is Warren Sapp has definitely elevated his profile. That D-line for Colorado has been phenomenal this season. They started off a little bit shaky, but they are rocking and rolling. And, Warren Sapp has some things in his personal life that made him kind of a pariah. I think that his insertion into Colorado's locker room has really, really validated that D-line, and I can see teams around the NFL reaching out to him to fix their D-line. So maybe not Deion being the head coach or central figure, but there's a lot of people a part of that coaching team who I think are high-level candidates for other jobs for sure.
Yeah, and I would love to see him go out and do something, because like you just mentioned, he's had a little trouble before he got the call from Colorado. And this is really, like he says, it's been like a rebirth, I guess, for him to be around these kids, and that gets him up every day. So that's always a great story. So I would definitely love to see him, if he wants to go to the NFL realm. I think that they would welcome him.
Now, earlier this year, you said that you didn't think Shadeur was going to be like a top 5 pick. Are we still
I
standing on that?
swear I said that. I did say that.
You did say that.
I did say that. I did based off of last season. But now he could go depending on who the teams are.
What do you mean?
Because you know that Prime said that he can't go and play anywhere. Because I know a lot of people want the Titans to draft him or the Raiders, and they would have to have a top 5 pick. Like if he had came out this past year, where it was a more quarterback heavy draft, it's not a lot of.
Do we? How many quarterbacks?
I mean, we talk about them every week. Caleb Williams.
How many of them? They're talking about benching Caleb Williams.
I'm saying
they're talking about benching him. No. Tell me about the people who are performing well, not just names.
Well, Drake May has won 2 games or one.
Oh, okay.
And Washington looks great.
Bo Nix has been playing decently.
Bo Nix is good. But
I think Shadeur, outside of Jaden, I think that Shadeur would have been the second best rookie quarterback this year.
I get that, but I don't know if a team would have given him a shot that high. I think that this season really helped him.
Okay.
I really do. I think that they have a better offensive line. He looks more comfortable. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he has more time working with Travis Hunter, so their connection is great.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it translates.
Easy lead. We are going to see.
And he's also not going to have his dad either. So we'll see how that works. Because he's had his dad since high school.
Oh.
Well, you let us know down in the comments. What do you think about the Dallas Cowboys possibly going out and getting Coach Prime? Do you feel like that's a good move for him? Should he stay at Colorado? All of these possibilities, especially after the great season that they're having. Let us know down in the comments.